motion that the minutes be approved as presented.
Second.
Any discussion? Roll call.
Fire. Yes. Barry. Yes. Cannon.
Yes.
Earl. Yes. Keeler.
Yes.
Garlow.
Yes.
Moving on to finance, Mr. Chisholm.
General fund, $18,005.73. Police, $4,097.22. Street construction, $3,599.79. Cemetery, $1,040.73. Chapel, $202.81. Police disability and pension, $2,001.18.34. Fire, $1,007.15.13. Cook ovens, $240. EMS, $1,257.96. Water, $22,339.4. Sewer, $9,286.29. Lab, $1,537.31. Water guarantee fund trust, $100. Mayor Court, $3,686. For a total of $70,466.35.
Make a motion that the warrants are drawn and bills be paid.
Second.
Any discussion? Roll call.
Fire. Yes. Barry. Yes. Buchanan.
Yes.
Earl. Yes. Keeler.
Yes.
Garlow.
Yes.
Motion to approve the cash summer review.
Second.
Any discussion? Roll call.
Fire. Yes. Barry. Yes. Buchanan.
Yes.
Earl. Yes. Keeler.
Yes.
Garlow.
Yes.
And I make a motion to transfer $10,000 from general fund to police and fire pension.
Second.
Any discussion? Roll call.
Fire. Yes. Barry. Yes. Buchanan.
Yes.
Earl. Yes. Keeler.
Yes.
Garlow.
Yes.
And one of the other pieces I'd like to discuss under finance, this, student that's been working on, somebody book and has had his staff working on tightening up, spending many hours doing that. He has been absorbing costs through his own pocket, which I understand, but I appreciate it if council considers the discussion of compensation for the hours.
Not necessary. Not necessary. I don't know what the status of the negotiation is at this particular point in time. It's my gift to the village, so. I appreciate the gesture, but we can get some tough times, I know, this past year, that we can pull out of those.
I'd like to argue that I don't want to.
We appreciate I do appreciate you.
Well, it's not, it's.
But I think at this time, we ought to all pull together and, for the good of the village.
Just so you know, down the road, it will be.
I do appreciate it, Jim, because I know you in your office with many hours, especially this last year, correcting on things, so appreciate that. Do we have any other business under finance? Moving on to legislation, Mr. Newton.
Yeah, the first one's gonna be resolution 17-2481, and I know you discussed this quite a bit in the finance committee meeting, and this is the one at the request of our fiscal officer. It's an emergency resolution approving the 2017 temporary appropriations for the village of Laconia, state of Ohio. Again, now we're asking to add that amendment as an emergency, and explain this is only temporary appropriations.
Make a motion to suspend the rules and pass resolution number 17-2481.
Second.
Any discussion? Roll call.
Fire. Yes. Barry. Yes. Buchanan.
Yes.
Earl. Yes. Keeler.
Yes.
Garlow.
Yes.
Make a motion to pass resolution number 17-2481 under the suspension of rules as an emergency.
Second.
Any discussion? Roll call.
Fire. Yes. Barry. Yes. Buchanan.
Yes.
Earl. Yes. Keeler.
Yes.
Garlow.
Yes.
The next one is gonna be ordinance number 17-2482. This will be a first reading of this particular ordinance. This is pursuant to your instructions from the last meeting. It'll be an ordinance authorizing the mayor and fiscal officer to enter into an agreement for participation in the regional council of governments for the administration of election and municipal income tax in the village of Laconia. And that's a first reading of that particular ordinance. Again, that's for the read matter, okay?
pass the first reading of ordinance 17-24.
Second.
Any discussion? All right, I'm not asking for emergency on this one, I'm not in the public to be informed of it, but I do think that we need to move rather quickly on it. I started doing some audit of the tax office. These are uncollected accounts, which is not good news here. So $75,000 of uncollected income taxes, that have gone back for several years. These are ones that I have not had a chance to go through. So you understand with our budgetary matters, the necessity to get moving on some of the tax year bills to cover some of these funds, is significant amount of $75,000 when uncollected. So I will be asking you to let the public hear about this, what direction we'll move this, probably next reading, probably in the first.
What the heck happened about that?
For,
$5,000 worth of uncollected taxes.
like I said, when I took office in September, I started doing audits of everything. Some of these go back several years, campaign plans, so I can't, my job now is to make sure that we have an efficient system so we can take care of it. I can't help with what all the past, said that before, but now we're addressing it.
So Rita will
We'll be able to.
try to recover that.
We'll be able to go back on some of these, in 5 years, and help with that number, back 5 years, and see those accounts that are, active. So, take care of that, go through all these, and recover as much as we can. I think it's, a necessary step, because it's unfair to the 95%, or 99% of people who pay taxes in this community, that some of them are getting away with this. Discussion? Roll call.
Fire. Yes. Barry.
Yes.
Dan.
Yes.
Earl.
Yes.
Keeler.
Yes.
Carlo.
Yes.
Is there anything else under legislation? All right. Going to correspondence. Committees, any committees that can report this time?
Yeah, I do on the, last meeting I asked about, possible paying overtime to, officers weekly, monthly, where we stand at that, number wise. We over our budget weekly, and then we get you involved too, to see what you're paying out to,
Last, report last, January was 206 hours that we paid. Was it January, 206 hours? The last pay period was average 206 hours. That's where we stand. That all depends on where we put the budget at, for the police department. That is over for each year.
what should we be at, or how much is that over, or? What, we're talking about hours or dollar amount?
24 hours times 7 is 168.
I guess, when we have two officers on duty at the same time, days, first, second, third shift, and,
Sorry. With the schedule, it was kind of, we were almost in a voting type schedule, with taking over, and I know when I say taking over, it's been 8 months now, but filling different positions and trying different things. We were running we were running 4 extra shifts a week, which is 32 hours. 32 hours. That seemed to flow very well. It seemed to help, at least on our end, a lot. We were able to get a lot done. I think we've shown that over the last 8 months. Anything over the 168 hours, obviously would be greatly appreciated. 168 hours is one person per shift every day. Anything past that, like I said, we were running with that number, so it's basically 4 extra shifts a week, 4 extra 8-hour shifts. With that, if I were able to have 4 extra shifts like we've been doing, I'm able to cover any vacations, I'm able to cover any sick time, I'm able to cover any training, and we haven't filled the detective slot, which is actually $1 more an hour for someone that was there that I haven't filled. Again, it's up to, like I've had a chance to talk to the mayor, it's up to you, I guess, what type of police department you want, you know, as far as manpower wise and what we can actually do and get done. You tell me where you want us to be, where we can be, that's where we're gonna be. But, I know Matt's position, and it's his job. If I figured it out properly, yes, it's 4 extra shifts a week, but with doing all that, it's down here a wash.
Days, afternoons, midnight, when do we run?
Split, we'll be doing a split shift to where a guy is working part days, part afternoons, to cover the heaviest times of the day. But then when vacations come around, that person will be the fill for vacation. Somebody calls off sick, that person covers the sick time. So there is no overtime for sick, for vacation, for training, because like we said before, we have training. I'm going to do the majority of that. It's not going to cost us anything. I guess if I had a wish list, it'd be way more than 4 extra shifts. It'd be great to have a couple extra guys, girls, throughout the day. And I know that's not the case, and there's no way that's possible. But, you know, is 4 extra days too much? You know, a week or 4 extra shifts too much a week if we can cover vacation, sick time, training, stuff like that.
Now, when you're saying we're covering against vacation, that's scheduled, I mean, somebody else is gonna come in, so you're still gonna cover it, but not pay extra.
I would be off, still get say the officer would be off, or I might be off. I would get paid for that day.
Yeah, somebody else is just gonna come in, so.
And they would get paid an extra 8 hours.
So you pay 2 people for each
So it's,
8 hours.
and this is just roughly doing it. I mean, the detective slot's $2,000. Vacation time with full-timers would be about $3,000 to cover that. Any sick time, any training time. Each day, each 8-hour block costs about $5,000.
Annually?
Each day, each 8-hour block for $12 an hour per year, yeah.
I would say, yeah, with benefits, probably close to that.
What can we afford, Randy, without, I guess, well, you know where we're at money-wise, like we just talked about. What's the maximum, minimum, that you would feel comfortable that we're not, we just talked about it.
Minimum's a pretty big question.
You're
For
right.
168, yeah. I know in the past, we did have with Chief Soldano there, where he had one person, for a shift. He also had the detective, but he was dedicated to the, drug task force. He usually spent a few hours here during the week. Chief Lovejoy and the trooper now are, I call you guys troopers, or is that?
Not just no, I would say they don't count, you know, you can.
The officers now are, there's much more activity, that we're bringing in a lot more with the mayor's court. I would say we're probably to the plus side, 10,000. So I'd be comfortable with 2 extra shifts, I guess, a week. If you guys want to do more, I wouldn't have a problem with that. But, I don't know if I'd want to do more.
That was first, my recommendation would be 3 shifts, 24 hours. Like I said, as Ray said, with the previous chief, we had 8 hours for him. He backed for about 8 hours that we're paying because he's gone, and then this essentially just give us an extra shift for the performance of the 3 shifts, 24 hours. What is that one thing that I have to do?
Alex? If I could just get a rebuttal, because I'm doing it for my guys. Very well said, very well put. So basically, that's one extra shift than what previously had. With the one extra shift, compared to what we're doing, I think that, you know, we could do,
You see our budget, that
right, I understand that, yeah.
Big difference.
Yes. And again, it's, you know, we can do more things with more people, I guess is the best way to put it. The drug enforcement that we do, I'm going to be very honest, I've said it from the beginning, and I'll say it my whole career, it's not going to happen with one person on shift. It's not safe. Statistics show that more cops are killed during those incidents, domestic incidents, than anything else out there. Not to say that it's not going to do it, fine, that's obvious. I'm talking the extra stuff, going out looking for it, going out, doing extra stops, stuff of that nature. You know, you talk about Mayor's Court, that is twofold compared to where we were. So technically, one day, is what the 3 days would give me more than the previous administration had. What we're doing, I would assume that if, you know, it's worth putting another 8 hours on there at least, give it 2 days, make it 200, or more saying, instead of 192.
3 days a day, or that kind of?
192. Every shift is, like I said, $6,000 or so, depending on who's working. So, with the 180, the 168 was based on 168 hours for these guys, so if we're on 3 days, that's another $18,000 off on that, so you're looking at an estimated $10,150.
We try to, and see how that goes.
I wouldn't have a problem with that either. If it turns out our income tax does start increasing, you know, come May, June, the busy, fun summer months that you guys have, we always revisit it too. I wouldn't have a problem with that if our income tax was a little more promising.
I think it's worth a shot. It'd be great if we could give you all the hours that they need, but right now, we've got to be a little bit frugal, and I was just thinking how much is the other gonna do?
So are we saying 192, which is one more day than what the previous administration had?
192 is 373.
3 total.
You only have one.
Already 84 hours, that'd be 16 hours, we'll go to 168.
What do you think about something? Yes, no, no,
Yeah, and that's an extra 18,000, 12 versus 18,000. If we're heading up and we end up with the fund balance of what we have this year, I wouldn't have a problem with that, but, the way we dropped last year, that just, it just makes me a little nervous. I would be more comfortable with 2 at this present moment, and then come March, April, see how our taxes appear here, and then increase it at that point.
we have to go with that.
Yeah.
I'll follow me.
There's going to be, that's exactly what's going to be.
We want a motion for that or anything?
Motion is with recommendation, days, so, recommendation. All right, is there anything else under the committee report?
Yeah, I got one more thing, please. A couple months back, I guess, I was caught out of the, blue on this about, 410s working. I wasn't a big fan of it then, and I think we need to talk about it now too. You're the face of our village, you're the face of the police station. Me personally, I think we need to hear Monday through Friday, 8 hours a day, 7 to 3:30, 8 to 4, whatever. And That's my opinion on that.
I would agree with that.
I don't know how everybody else feels, I mean, you're young now.
Mhm.
So, I mean, I think you need to be here. I mean, I don't know how, I'd say all the other chief of police that come here and all that are probably there Monday through Friday. So, I mean, this is, I think we need to discuss this and talk about this. See where we can take this to now. I mean, I wasn't a fan before, I don't know if any of the council members knew about ordinance. I don't know if you mayor, it, or you were the mayor on this. I didn't know nothing about it.
It's in the policy of the village to where,
We didn't know nothing about it, not then. I was just the impression you were working Monday through Friday.
okay, yeah.
Yeah, just follow on, we go about the personal handbook, I'm okay with that personally, I think I'm not okay. So, with the management and manpowers, I do leave that up to the department, but leave Gary up to Bush to run their manpower, their hours and scheduling. I do the same thing for the, police and for the water departments, dispatch, run their manpower, their hours. But like I said, I do recommend it. It's the base of the village, so, something that needs to be concerned.
When we went down to that, it truly was the scheduling with the part-timers, with the lack of part-timers, fill those spots. It was much easier to have a schedule of 410s, and even just recently we were looking at 12s. And it truly was just for the part-time need. With 10s and 12s, we need part-timers to work. With 8s, I'm going to have to find at least another one. With their job schedules and stuff like that, it's basically 2 or 3. Unless we found somebody that doesn't have a job and he can work all of them, or she could work all of them, it's different. But over the last 8 months, I found myself with a 10 or a 12, it was just much easier to have less part-timers. And that is something that we're still fighting to this day to keep or to find for the part-timers. That's what led to the difference. Nothing more than that. And it was recommendation of the other officers. Obviously, I left it to them. I haven't done one thing for personal need since I've been there for the department. It's always been, what do you guys want to see, or what do you want? And that came from that. It helped also the part-time thing, so it just kind of made sense to do it at the time. But like I told the mayor and everybody, it's, I'm flexible. I'm whatever you guys want to see is what's going to happen. So if you want the 8s, that's fine with me. The 10s, that's fine with me. The 12s, that's fine with me. I can just give you the recommendation of what they want also.
What we're getting at is these aren't your officers, so.
Right.
You need to be present here by the end.
Right.
However you want to run the officer, you want to run them 410s, if you think that's more efficient, you know how to run the police department. We as council would just like to see you here 5 days a week, because we're a small village looks up to the police chief, that's all. How you do the rest of the
Yeah.
chief is,
It'll have
I
to
would
be.
go on your recommendation, because I don't know how to run it.
Okay. I think, especially with just having 2 extra days for part-time to work, whatever I work, they're going to have to work. Because I don't know that I can work part 12s in an 8 or part 10 in an 8. So it'll probably be universal across the board, whatever you guys want. They'll probably just go back to whatever it is. With everyone.
Officer Anderson,
Oh, now he's staying.
Isn't that the second time
He
I've done that?
said till spring, I got it.
Okay.
I was gonna bring that up when I was in the first, but that's all I got. And that's truly all I know it's nothing that anybody here or anybody upstairs is doing, so.
everybody think? 5 days?
8-hour shifts? Looks like a good one. Thank you.
All right, any other, committee? Moving on to the commission, here did have to step down for personal reasons, I just know some discussion about that, she did step down from somebody else. The minute, parks. All right, moving on to police, Chief Butler.
Just Ed Anderson, staying now, and, I sent out the emails out to the school resource officer coming up on Tuesday. We'll be doing a lot of training with him in the near future. Rob, he knows, taking up things that he wants, just for school specific. And I'll let you guys know whatever he thinks they need, what I think they need, and whatever there is, we'll get it done for him, for the officer that's working there. That'll start kicking off here for the training. Yeah, stuff I think he should have to be up there. That's it.
Just real quick, please, I mean, if it takes you a week or two to talk to your guys and get a schedule, I don't think that, to me personally, I don't think that'll happen tomorrow.
Okay.
So,
Thank you.
I got one. He's like,
Now, I know we talked before about how our officers would be. Well, it's happened, okay for them to go for food, whatever. Well, it so happened, I was in Salem one day, and here our officer is up there with our cruiser, at the vape shop. I mean, that's at a vape shop. Seriously. I mean, to me, that's not good, that's personal business. Yeah, I mean, I got lots of pictures of it.
Yep, I can agree with that.
And I know who it was.
Absolutely. We could talk about that. Back to, I should have mentioned this the last time we were talking about officers being out. You know, we take tickets downtown throughout the day, midnight shift, especially if it's slower, head downtown. We go save them for different things, police departments and stuff. The cruisers are out and about. It's not all the time. This incident probably will be, but it's not all the time. It's very, very rare, I'm sure, that they're doing something personal. Maybe other even than that. I can't imagine what else there would be. I don't know of anything. But we are different agencies, down at the courthouse there, save them for different things. So we're all throughout the night, during the day, and things of that nature. They are out and about doing things.
No, I'm saying that, I'm saying for personal purposes. I mean, come on, get it before you come from work, you know, that's fair money, that's their car.
Yeah. Let's kind of also remember just a little bit when we're thinking along those lines, you don't get a lunch break. You know, when they're eating, they're not calling off saying, I'm not available, I'm eating lunch for a half hour or an hour. Agree, some things probably are a little more tactful than others. You know, maybe showing up to a vape shop is the best thing in the world to be doing, you know. But also, like I said, keep in mind that they are very high hours and they do not get a break per se. You know, so there are times that they're going to have to stop somewhere or go somewhere or need something to take cigarettes. You know, is it wrong for them to go to a gas station to pick up a pack of cigarettes?
I don't know myself, I mean, I don't get 8 hours break, I mean, I don't get a break for 8 hours, so, every hour, 8 hours break.
Right.
I mean, there's no difference in, our first day, wait a minute, he can't go. I mean, you don't, like,
Yeah.
when I run down the floor on company time, get cigarettes or, I mean, like, 10 minutes away. And something happens, but you 10 minutes away, granted, it's not far, but.
Well, and it goes back to kind of what we're talking about now, one person per shift. We're gonna have to go to Donnell Ford, we're gonna have to go to the courts, we're gonna have to go to different places. You know, it's gonna happen with this village, there's nobody here. And I'm not saying they shop, I'm just saying, one person per shift, there's gonna be times when there's like court, know, all this has to be remembered when we start talking about truly how many people are gonna be working here. There's a lot more to the job than just coming here and showing up, you know. There's a lot more commitment out there that we have to go to and do. There's maintenance on the vehicle, there's, you know, whatever else, there's a ton of things. But, you know, there are gonna be times that we're outside the village, and if we're stopping at a gas station to pick up a pack of smokes, I don't know that I can agree that that's wrong. So is it wrong to stop? Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna agree with you there, you know, just because I'm not a smoker.
Well, I mean, I thought,
I like it,
before,
you know.
I mean, I saw them back up, you go in there,
Right.
I know,
Right.
that's what they're going for.
Yeah, yeah.
There's places in town like that.
Oh, yeah, yeah, right. Well, that's what I'm saying, they're going to stop stores here, they're gonna stop.
Well, I understand that,
But, yeah,
out.
yeah, right, right. But again, like I say, go back to, not 3 shifts or 4 shifts will change it completely, but there's gonna be times when nobody's here, and it's gonna be, not often, but it's often enough, where I think the issue needs to be addressed sooner or later with manpower, you know, because that's pretty much what all this is, either comes down to, you know, who's here and what they're doing and when they're doing it. But yeah, that'll be, we'll talk about that, I'll address that for sure.
Anything else under police? All right, now on. Okay, moving on to fire. EMS, that.
Yeah, we have a couple of things, Tom Farley and I met yesterday, and just a couple of things that we want to move forward with. First is a proposal of the new dispatch procedure. Basically, we want to go back to the way that it was previous to the current, which I also attached with that. Currently, right now, we tone out for an ambulance from 7 a.m. to 5 p.m. And we tone one time. If you have one person that marks en route, then we retone to get that second person. If at any point in time that we don't formulate that full crew within that time period, we dump it to the appropriate agency that we dump to. And with this current procedure, it says that if any time that we tone you, formulates an EMS crew, after dumping that call, our crew does not have the say-so to cancel that responding agent that is coming in. So what we're running into here is sometimes, you know, members, they may not have their radio on them right at the time a call comes out, but we have other methods of alerting. So sometimes maybe it takes a minute to get to their radio. And we're seeing that sometimes we dump a call, we formulate our own crew, that crew responds to the station if the ambulance goes to the call, and we are there first. However, they cannot cancel that other agency that's coming in, so that other agency is coming in. Because we called them and dumped it to them, they are doing the transport, essentially making the money. And our crew then clears the call, and we have to pay them first responder wages because they responded to that call. We're not making any money.
You were there first though, right?
Correct.
Why did they get the,
Because it was our call originally, and we dumped it to that agent. Hey, we're not available, you're gonna have to take this call. Well, we did formulate a crew within a reasonable amount of time. We want the availability to cancel that responding agency so that we can take the call. And the way that the current procedure stands, we don't have the authorization to do that.
so you used to do that, or you?
Yes, we used to do that. If we had a crew, it was the crew's discretion. Now, obviously, if we get a call for a non-breather, somebody who's, you know, in cardiac arrest, and we have 2 EMTs marking round, they are going to need a paramedic. That is an ALS call. So if that responding agency has a paramedic on board their ambulance, obviously, keep them coming. Obviously, that's a given. But if we have a crew that can handle that call, can appropriately handle that call, there should be no reason that crew should have, that they should have the discretion to cancel that responding agency. Not to mention, we dump a lot to Columbiana. Columbiana does come over here and they have to run one of our calls, I spoke to, Tom, obviously, he had no problem with getting a phone call saying, hey, return your ambulance back to your town, so, you know, they can continue to cover what they are responsible for. So I think it needs to be, you know, a discretion for us to be able to do this.
Do you know why we changed, from one to the other?
At the
Anybody
time,
know?
this was,
Yeah, this was directed, it was trying to get, spur up Bruce quicker, get it moving from the other agencies. That's one reason why that direction, earlier on. We had a lot of problems with responding at the beginning of the year, that was the intent. So now we're looking at moving this direction where we have a little more flexibility.
and I counted just over, we are going to, have our 2016 report by next, council meeting, so that'll have the full detail of it. But there are over a dozen accounts that this occurred where we had to pay first responder wages to these people who are responding to the calls, but we're not making any money. So we're losing money on this current.
You know, how much that just off?
That'll be in the report for next, that'll be in the report, yeah. So, that's something that we definitely need to look at.
Well, how would that change? Is that just a
That was the directive at the beginning, it was to spur up we were not responding in your, remember, here.
Right, I remember that, but, you know, so it was just, Mr. Farley decided to do that?
Now,
This was before Tom.
Prior,
Yeah,
okay.
this was,
Roger,
Well, that's how it's
Still
done,
enjoy.
that's how it can be undone,
that's
right?
just,
So, you know, I mean, it's good to be aware of it, but, if that was the original policy, then you still had, there's still gonna be finding out.
the current policy was approved by the mayor, and so that's the only reason I brought it. Wasn't sure if that's something that needs to be approved.
recommendation to other departments, you know, just the recommendations were made by a previous department head.
Next thing is a proposal of the updated department SOP. Some things were kind of outdated, so we just kind of, added some things and took some things out. First one, which is actually probably the most important, this is an added section. I also provided a copy of the SOP, section 1-3B and C, which states all new hires will be required to participate in a ride time program. Currently, there are no procedures or policies that state anybody who we hire, no matter if they are brand new or years of experience, has to participate in basically a probationary period for us to evaluate if that individual is compliant with our operating procedures as well as our, standing protocol.
Where you at?
Section 1-3, B and C.
Okay.
So basically, we're adding that all new hires must participate in this lifetime program. It allows us officers to evaluate and to quality assurance a new hire's level of care. So the ride time form has been added. This ride time form is also compliant with our current medical record. So she's good with it, so we just don't obviously need to add that in because we have nothing right now that says that these individuals will have to go through this type of program. Section 2-3 is just an updated, paid standbys will count towards an employee's participation. We were finding that some employees, due to work schedules, it was easier for them to attend a scheduled event. So, the way that it used to read was the employee would have to participate in 2 events, either run a call, sign up for an on-schedule shift, or to participate in a standby. But the standby was not counted toward that employee's participation. So when we went through and audited some of these calls, we were seeing that these individuals were signing up for these scheduled events because, you know, it's easier for them to schedule something versus an emergency that, you know, comes out of, it's unpredictable. That it was easier for them to run those types of calls. So we don't wanna hold it against them that they are, you know, running these calls for us, they're just not the, you know, the emergency calls. But again, they have to do one, you know, they're both of them, so it can be a paid standby and an emergency call, or a paid standby and, an on-call shift, or any one of those combinations. Section 8.9, the old Section 8.9 read that you had 48 hours to complete the report. That's way too long. A report should be completed immediately, especially when it's fresh in the responders, bringing in an assessment, and this also delays the billing process. We want to get those reports processed, get the billing, get them going as fast as we can with that money coming in. So the new procedure will read that immediately those reports will be completed after the call. If you fail to do so, it will result in a write-up, and if you can't get it done, then obviously contact an officer immediately. Old Section 11.6, it gave the pay scale for a non-emergency transport. We no longer are doing those, so we just got rid of that pay scale. We don't provide that service anymore. Section 43.6 is an added procedure, which is actually what our dispatch center follows. When Newtonia EMS is not available, we'll follow the following procedure for dumping or calling for additional resources. Anything in the village of Newtonia goes to Columbiana EMS. Addresses in the village of Washingtonville, Green Township, Fire EMS. Addresses 39,000 and above, or to the east of the village, essentially, Columbiana EMS. Addresses 39,000 and below, to the west, KLG ambulance. This is the procedure that our dispatch already follows anyway. I just want to add it in there to basically so our members know. We found that sometimes members are calling for agencies that are not in the proper dumping procedure, which is confusing our dispatch center, so then dispatch is like, well, hey, our procedure is to this, are you confirming? So we want to alleviate that. That's it.
I just asked one question. So going back, just so I'm on the same page, and I can pass it on to the dispatchers. When I'm on a call in my EMS, they phone out, nobody responds or one responds. How long are you suggesting we wait before we wait, or how long from the time that one person logs on with you guys, we have another person route where you guys are now canceling this slot?
We shouldn't have a call no longer than 3 minutes. We should be able to formulate a crew that's one tone, waiting a minute, second tone, 30 seconds to a minute, then you're dumping to an agency. So you should have, your dispatcher should not have a call any longer.
So, wait 3 minutes before we tone out to somebody else, is that what you're saying?
No.
Okay, tone out to somebody else.
So if we receive a call, and hang up the phone, we tone our EMS, one tone, you have 30 seconds to a minute. Second tone, 30 seconds to a minute. If you have not formulated a crew in that amount of time, you are done on the call. So you should be formulating a crew 2 minutes, no longer. Then you call your.
I just want this to be clear.
Right, yeah.
So, you guys have, right now, you're saying you have up to a minute to answer before we dump period.
Correct. So in your first tone, if you do not formulate a crew in 30 seconds to a minute, we can tone a second time. Okay. That second time says, hey, this is the last chance before I'm giving it to another agency. So you should not have a call any longer than 2 minutes before dumping to another agency, which is what we currently do now. It's just a different way of alerting our person. So the time frame is no different than what we do.
I don't understand, I'm not understanding this, but. Because I see something different upstairs than I think what we're talking about. 30 seconds, the siren was go off, you guys have 30 seconds to end the call. One person, say we need to 2.
Well, you have it.
Okay, so one person answers in 30 seconds. We wait another 30 seconds for somebody else to answer?
If you don't, okay, so run a ton,
right,
you have 1 minute.
okay.
If we get nobody at all, you still have a second time. Okay, so you still tone out for a second time. 30 seconds after that,
So minute 30, nobody has answered.
don't. You shouldn't have,
Okay,
you
so
shouldn't
then at
have.
minute 30, one of you guys answer and say I'm en route, then what?
We still have to dump because we have to have 2 people, you know.
Okay, so a minute's 30 to get 2 people,
Correct.
or it's going to somebody else.
So,
I don't know what.
in your in 2 minutes, no longer than 2 minutes, you are dumping that call to the right. Which is the same time frame that we still currently follow. It's just how many tons were alerted our system.
Did you update this in the SBA focus?
Correct. So the copy that I provided is the proposed update.
I only have one question, looking at 11.6, this year proposed update. If we reach non-emergency, out-of-town transport, will be paid hour per hour. With the letter, you said no longer provide non-emergency transport, so basically a percentage calls will be removed.
Correct. We no longer provide a non-emergency transport.
Then why did you write non-emergency out-of-town transport will be paid hour per hour?
That's the old policy, I'm sorry, but maybe I,
No,
Your new
okay,
So on.
my apologies.
So you have to remove.
Yeah, that will be removed, my apologies. So, yeah, 11.6, we no longer provide that non-emergency transport, so that'll be
I'm just
removed.
looking at,
Yes,
what I'm
my
pointing
apologies.
out.
Yes.
That's,
Yeah, not many changes. We're working on some other things that are gonna take some time, and until those things are in place, we're gonna leave, the building bricks of the SOPs alone at this time.
Speak to update what the council approved this SOPs. Ordinance for that.
Yeah, I think if I remember right, I'll have to look and see whether we did ordinance on it. Mainly, I think the reason why we did the last time, that ordinance on EMS was when Scott Garbo, who worked on this, he wanted to address so many things concerning wages, salaries, pays, and how you guys are getting paid, and all that sort of thing. At my council, wanted to do something like that. Did you retype this entire thing, or?
I retyped the updated section. The other sections that we have no intention on changing at this time. That was the whole
You guys
thing.
still had the,
I have the old version and the
so it's still on the computer?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay. Okay. That means we have to read that, so we're just gonna remove that one, that's everything else you guys. Correct.
From EMS, I got a question. How many, like, I don't know what you wanna call it, medicine or whatever, how much is that outdated? Like, I was told that was outdated.
Well, we have, a few medications, that are expired. I actually just placed the order, 2 days ago. It takes a week, to get those things in. However, for the first of the year, we had expired aspirin, we had expired magnesium sulfate, and we had expired Valium as well. Those are all expensive, very expensive drugs. So we had to remove those, because, obviously, the pharmacy board does not allow you to carry expired medications. So those things were removed, and in the event that they were needed, we had a producer to call for another agency that could, to assist with us. But all of those things have been ordered, should be coming in. I got the bare minimum of what we need to keep on the ambulance, and that alone was a little over $88. So it's expensive, and as Bill was walking on,
If everyone's expired, shouldn't you guys already contact somebody was looking at it.
Like I said, it expired the first of this year.
Yeah, you think you'd have a order prior to the first, that way.
Well, I didn't start this until December, so, you know, I had some process that I had to report on, but,
So to
those
me,
things
if
are
we're gonna be running a lot, then just,
I'm sorry, say that again.
I mean, to me, if we are running a lot, then our employees would have been like, hey, we're running out of this.
Well, that was also a problem with, previous, administration there, and department issues, there was no communication. There was absolutely no communication, and that's something that we're working on.
It's been, what, 2 years, and that's not trained up yet.
I haven't been 2 years for me, so.
Yeah, we have complete new administration over there, and, 2 years,
And I just appointed, our captains who work underneath us, and, they are 2, almost 3 months in to their.
Our kind of year.
I believe so.
No, that's on, the initial review of the department, Bill stepped down from, I don't know, Dave, he's on, around there. I'm gonna be very honest, the EMS department was an absolute wreck. I mean, we were probably days away from shutting it down. There was a lot that had to be done, there's still a lot that has to be done, you see the budgetary issues. Things aren't gonna get fixed overnight. I mean, it's an all volunteer department, so it takes some time. I do applaud the efforts of what, Seth and Tom have been doing. So they have been actually doing a lot, correcting SOPs, problems. That's not the only issue, and there's many more that will come up with in, So that's also why we've been doing all these audits through the department, through the, government. Not that audits are bad, they audits are actually good things you can see where something is missing that you are deficient. So I applaud the effort of the, EMS, especially Seth, you've actually taken a huge step up in this position, doing this. And we'll get there, it's just gonna take,
It's actually purchasing.
I'd like to thank him, and probably one of the best presentations we've had for a long time.
We're trying. I have nothing else to say.
Thank you. Street, Gary,
Nothing under streets this.
cemetery chapel, Sue?
Been getting increased from our grave digger, $100 per grave, for the closed. And the cemetery board would like to pass along, of course, the funeral homes, it would increase us from 5 to 50 for open and closed to 6 to 50.
Cemetery board of recommendations. We can do that. Any discussion?
Yeah, is that just what you're passing on, is the immediate increase in cost, you're not putting anything extra?
Any other discussion? Roll call.
Fire.
Yes.
Gregg. Yes. Buchanan.
Yes.
Earl. Keeler. Yes. Carl.
Yes.
Anything other cemetery comment? All right, thank you. All right. Mr. Phillips, do you have anything else under water and sewer?
Just water, I wanna bring something to everybody's attention. Our water bills come out the first of every month. They're due the 15th of the month. We're sending anywhere from 250 to 150 late notices every month, which is a lot of extra work, a lot of extra cost. And what I'm trying to do is come up with something that we can put in the newsletter and put in the water bill on the one statement. This is just a rough draft, and then we can take and, talk about this at the next water and sewer committee meeting. Read it over, get some ideas. I do have a sample that I'll share with you from another, this is from Trumbull County. And this is on the back of their bill. So we could add something similar to the backdoor bill. Again, this is just a sample to compare. Go over to the next, water and sewer committee meeting. Basically hand out just for information purposes right now, so.
With the, reminders, about $120 we spend every month on sending reminders.
Probably at least, those reminders cost you at least $1 a piece to send them out, I would say, an average cost of $1 and a quarter to send them out. We're doing on an average of 250, sometimes we're lucky we're down to 150. Well, we send out about 750 to 780 bills a month. And you have to remember on some of these notices are rentals. So that means under our ordinance, when a rental is late, we have to send the rental a notice. We have to send a landlord a notice. So it's like a double notice for each of those rental properties. I'm just trying to address something out because we're getting a lot of people that is complaining because like December was a good example. We mailed the bills out. The postal service, in December was a little bit slow, understandable. And I'm not blaming this problem on them. But people got their bills a day or 2 days late. That they would assume because they got their bills a couple of days late that they got a couple additional days to pay. Well, what happens? We close our books out on the 15th of the month. On the 16th, when we restart our program, it adds late fees. And people were objecting and complaining and refusing to pay late fees because they felt the bills got too late. And with Christmas and everything, and we have some people say, well, I paid through my bank and my bank's messed up the payment and it was late. So we're trying to just say, hey, your bill is not paid till the water office receives and posts your payment. Doesn't matter if your check got lost in the mail for 3 days and got there late. That doesn't count. It's, that bill is going to be paid and posted on the 15th because when we close out on the 15th, comes on the 16th, you have late fees. And December, council was generous enough to pass and forgive some of the late fees. I think you could give 3-day extension or something like that. So, but I'm just saying, in the future, I'm going to plan on putting something in the newsletter and putting it on the water bill so it's very clear in the future.
What do you do with months like here, though, where the 15th is a Sunday, the 16th?
Okay, we always give that extra. We don't charge, just like here, we had Martin Luther King Day.
Right, it would have been the 17th.
Exactly.
And that's on the bill.
Yeah. We adjust the bill for that. But a normal month is you get your bill on the 1st, due the 15th. 16th, it generates late fees, the billing system, not the clerk, the billing system generates that. So, and I understand, really, I understand people say, hey, I've always paid my bill on time, I'm only late once, but the problem is, where do you say, okay, forgive this one, somebody else, you don't, So I'm just gonna try to generate some kind of a notice to send out to say, hey, if your bill isn't paid on or before the 15th, then you will be subject to a penalty. So, but you read those over as samples, and we'll go over what the next, water supply committee.
The update on meter replacement.
Well, we got 12 meters in. We got the results back on that, and I shared that with council. We didn't feel that 12 meters was enough to see what the percentage was, and we felt more comfortable to order 24 more meters. And it took a couple months for them to come in because the demand, there was a lot of communities changing meters out, so there was a lot of demand on the meters from this company. We got the meters in, and they were the wrong meters. So we had to send those back and reorder. I don't know. oh, he's gonna come up and exchange them. So, you know, we probably need to be looking at moving forward with that one way or another. I mean, really,
You got anything else?
what?
You guys remember back in October, you guys sent this sign down in Columbus, we went down, went to the backhoe prevention school. At the end of that school, we tested, became state certified on backhoe prevention. Some of the things we learned in that class, EPA is gonna be, one of the next big things they're gonna start cracking down on is the backhoe. We currently have a backhoe prevention ordinance, but, it needs redone. We've been, since October, we've been, doing our homework, getting our duck on the road to get that done. We're at a point now where I'd like to get council's permission and blessing that basically I can start working with Chip to get a working ordinance drawn up that's gonna suffice with the EPA. Have everything in the ordinance that they're gonna see in that ordinance. So, if you guys have a blessing with that, started working with Chip. And then, once we get that in place, then we'll bring you guys up to speed on everything and what all is gonna take place.
All right, once we see that, we'll move forward with that, in that direction. All right, anything else on water sewer?
Not at this.
Okay, zoning? Shade Tree? Miscellaneous items? What's up on the RT Journal contract?
I believe it's in the minutes, but I just so everybody is aware that we are finalizing the two contracts for the trailhead project. One of the contracts is with HRDG, that's for the construction and inspection and administration of the construction of that project. The other one is with RT Burma, they will actually be doing the construction work. Those contracts have went through our solicitor's hands and he signed off as to form, approved them. They are now down to Columbiana County Development, is at Harold's office. They will have their people look at them, the commissioners will sign off on them, and then they'll get transported back here for final signatures of the mayor and our fiscal officer. So we're just waiting for the county to do the final process. Then those, after they're signed off, will get them sent back down to ODOT and the state for their approval and signature. So both of those contracts are in the process of getting taken care of.
Anything else on our miscellaneous? The village?
Yeah, I brought this up, I gave it to Kevin when we talked, and he made it up. It has to do with, Columbiana did it, and I feel that maybe we ought to do right, we ought to strongly do it, is to ban marijuana, medical marijuana businesses coming into Columbiana, because I don't think we need a business front where they're selling marijuana in the town. I think it's a bad thing for kids walking by and seeing that store there. And I'd like to see us ban it. I don't know how everybody else feels, but that's my feeling.
There's a difference between medical marijuana and recreational marijuana.
Yeah, but this is businesses that sell it. If you want that kind of marijuana, you can go to your doctor and get it. He can write your prescription to get it. This is for businesses that sell it on town. I know, but that's not exactly what you're gonna have in these kind of businesses in town. I mean, I don't, everybody can voice their opinion, but I think, marijuana, and that's where you get started on the stronger drugs as far as I'm concerned.
Like I said, Indiana has taken proactive measures of what they think is correct, if they wanna move on the issue. I don't know how some state is gonna come out with their determination. This is definitely a state issue, and a federal issue. This is an area where states are bound to the federal government, with Schedule I drug, and marijuana, Schedule I drug, states are starting to move in the direction saying they're okay. This is the first step, happens all across the country. So I think it's up to the village, how they want to address it, in their own backyard. Definitely the second council. Maybe came around and actually hold a thorough committee on it, or making it available to us, state approaches to this issue. Give that, I think. Set that up for meeting next meeting, or would you like more time to, next meeting, is that all right for us, wait for that?
Yeah, I think we need to do that.
We have water and sewer next meeting.
Okay. Need a full hour.
I think we might have it last 20 minutes. What do you think it's gonna take? I don't know, half hour?
For this. 15, 20 minutes for this, so, okay. All right. Anything else under good of the village? Or you would push to the council, personnel.
Yes, I'd like to have a meeting with council for personnel reasons.
With should specify compensation, disciplinary,
Compensation.
Who do you want in?
Council, Chip, the mayor, Randy, and,
Right, okay. I make a motion to go into an executive session for that purpose.
Second. All right, any discussion? Roll call.
Yes, Barry.
Yes.
Ken.
Yes.
Earl. Yes. Yes. Carlos.
Before everybody walks out, I just want to make an announcement, the committee meeting, will be set at 6 o'clock for a water, committee meeting on February 1st, 2017, and we will set the committee at 6:45 for the discussion of regulating marijuana businesses, marijuana-related businesses, 6:45, all right?
job they do.
I'd like to make a motion to return to executive session.
job they do.
You're
not the
Larry, yes, Barry, Buchanan.
Yes.
Earl. Mueller. Yes, Carlo.
Is there any business council?
Maybe next we'll discuss